Today I'm going to be trying to tackle Golden Axe 2 on the Mega Drive. Full disclosure, I gave up trying to capture it on the Mega Drive because I couldn't get it to look right. So this is actually the 360 version. But it seems to play pretty similar, not many differences that I could see, and it's still got this badass music. In fact, on the 360 version there's also a music player, so you can see all the tunes as well, which is pretty sweet. My basic little rules for trying to complete this are 3 continues, difficulty the same, but 5 little health bars, 5 little blue tablets, whatever you want to call them, down the bottom. I don't think I ever actually managed to complete this as a child, but giving it a go today, and you can see I've got Tyrus Fleur, and she's out absolutely devastating the villages and castles of whatever land this is. I failed miserably to complete it on the Mega Drive. Before giving up the capture, I got to death at her twice, and he absolutely destroyed me. So here I am trying through again. Remapping the buttons was tough as well. That took more time than I'm willing to admit. But I got there with my middle button for jump, left button for attack, and right button for magic. And obviously old Tyrus here, she is the best at the magic. I did try with the dwarf originally, but couldn't work out whether or not they hit stronger or were tougher or whatever, so I settled on Tyrus, as more magic equals more good. That was my logic. Here's one of my many mounts, and incredibly I haven't been knocked off it yet. Well, there you go, see, it doesn't take long. Jesus. Anyway, don't need them out. Better off throwing these wee lads at themselves. In comes our first boss, and there goes my first magic. That looked much more impressive when I was a child than it does now, but still pretty cool. Oddly kinky dog that is to fight. I don't know why they chose to put him in those little green pants. And there's a game I downloaded, but later on we will tackle 2 of them at once, and it's much harder. Double the sexiness, double the difficulty. Here's me trying to get back Tyrus's magic, and for whatever reason they don't give you a health mage. I don't know. It made more sense in the first game when there were little sort of elves that were stealing stuff or whatever. Now moving on to the canyon. I'm going to call it a canyon. And you can see our first little palette swap here. These boys are in red. Red is tougher than brown. I'm guessing that's the sliding scale we're going with here. Brown less tough, red more tough. And they're certainly proving their toughness to me. I like their sort of vaguely Conan, ever so slightly Mad Max stylings they have with the outfits. Full-length trousers, obviously not very popular in the Golden Axe world. You want to do most of your murder in your pants and some sort of waistcoat. Unless you're one of those little mages, where then you wear a dress. And here we see an inactive, and there's an active one, skeletons. And I think these are easily the worst scumbags in the game. They give me more grief than anybody else. Unfairly hard, I would say, the skeletons. But I've got my little pit here on the left, and I'm going to try and throw them all in there. There we go. Boom, in you get. And he came out of nowhere. I'm going to see if I can utilise this pit on the left to throw away a skeleton. There we go. Down he goes. you notice lots of this is me, if I find a pit, hanging around it, and then deciding, if I can try and lure more people in. Black skeletons, tougher than white skeletons, it would appear. I didn't count how many attacks it takes to put them down, but this was a lot to keep fighting these weak guys. And I found if I can keep them on a lower level, then they have to jump up, and when they jump up, they don't tend to attack me so quickly. So up you get, take a broadsword, take a boot, and down you go. I'm quite impressed with the speed I did that one. I think they're one of the few enemies who do a little jump attack as well, like I can. And I know there's more skeletons over to the right, so don't want to draw them in until I've dealt with this Scroat. Even if he does knock me back. There we go. Edge forward, see if we can lure one in on its own. No, two in, okay. The technique I found that worked was when there's multiples, hit one, pick them up and throw them into the other one, because technically when you're picking them up and when you're throwing them, you are invulnerable. So saves you from a boot from one of the many multiple enemies they keep putting at you. And here the colour scale with skeleton goes white, black, pink. Pink being the toughest, maybe because they've still got blood left on them. Is that the notion? And here I've managed to just get one, even though I'm positive there's two more just off screen to the right. So if I can just, yeah, there they go, in they come. And one of them will quite often try to run past you to so they can attack you from two sides, which is pretty smart, but they're still not smart enough not to just walk into a hole. There we go, shield to the back. And for some reason I'm not trying to pick them up here, even though I just explained the best technique. There we go. Flying. Oh no, he beat me to the flying boot. Down he goes, and of course it's a big dude flanked by skeletons. And that's Tyrus' most potent magic, hence why I got a little Xbox achievement there. And outright kill the skeletons. And that's very frustrating, because I'm going to get some health here, and he had to take a life off me before I got to refill, which is annoying. But so that green fella was useless, but I got some magic, so it matters. I have no idea how the strength system works. 16.6. I am 16.6 strong, whatever that means. And this level always makes me think of that level in the first game where you're on the back of an eagle. Must be the colour palette or something that's similar. And here are Trougulus boys, or knee-high boot boys, are in blue. His little mask is ever so slightly like Robocop, actually. And he does that a lot to me. Not sure the fellow with the club ever really gets much of a hit in, but that idiot with the two, I don't know, rulers attached to his arms seems to hit me quite often. And there's one trying to flank me. There we go. Throw one into the other one. Three magic books. There we go. Walk one dog off the end. Clown. Down you go. Well, actually quite proud of that. That was seamless. And down he goes too. Making good headway here. I don't think that's a real skeleton. Or that one. Don't think either of those are real. So I'm probably better off getting down below to try and throw these fellas off the edge, really. Or they could knock me off the edge. There we go. And they're purple with... So their skin colour's changed as well. They're now purple with grey trousers. Or lack of trousers, sorry. Grey thong. And you're gonna... Okay, that was harsh, but now you're gonna taste my magic. And that's lava going up. Don't say that often. Throw one purple lizard into another purple lizard. Attack first purple lizard. Look at that, 3 for 1. I'm pleased with that. And if I can get some health, I can fill up my Go on, get the other green boy. Look at that, full health. A little bit unfair, Tyrus has 3 spaces for 1 magic at the start. Seems like a bit of a jip. And now into the barrels of the volcano. Yeah, okay. More. I reckon the total number of skeleton damage in this game is probably greater than every boss put together. And then get him to jump up. Vulnerable. Come on, Skellington. Boom. No, he's still going. He's tough. There we go. Free magic. And now, oh Jesus, come on, use the pit. In he goes. Bump him off. Magic. And here, there's lots of magic in this level. Lots of magic books, so I'll use one to try and wake these fools up, so hopefully I can throw them off the edge on the left. Down these come. And well, I didn't get knocked off, but they might. No, they're not, no. So the edge, it looks like it's there, but it's not. I forgot to mention one of, if I press attack and jump together, I do that over cartwheel sort of attack, which is pretty useful when there's 2 of them around, but still not as useful as picking them up and throwing them into each other. Actually look quite professional there. Nice. One rogue Skellington's going to give me a hard time. Of course he is. I find if you knock him back, walk away. No, not that time. Knock him down, walk away a little bit, then walk into them. Can usually, well, most of the time, I can get the first hit in. Then you'll knock him back and repeat. Purple lizard with purple boys. And there's my, yeah. And you can see him trying to flank me. So I'm trying, need to pick these boys up to fire them in. Good technique. And him. That's 1 life down. First continue being used. Which is not so bad for the 4th level. I think that's my best yet. Very irritating. That little tail swipe catches me out a lot. And so I'm trying to throw them up a level so that they don't seem to attack you as much when they're walking over from a higher level, so you can get a few sword hits in. I'm doing very badly at this approach right now, but that's the general notion behind it. Is if they're up high and they walk towards you, I can usually hit them. Or keep them on a level below so they have to jump up, like I did with the skeletons. I think this is it's our first fire breather. Scorch, Scorch. Again, keep him down there. 3 hits, 4. 5 to kill him, was it? 5, okay. He's gonna... Oh, he was close that time. And that time. And that time, but not close enough. Yeah, I was hoping to just get one of them if I inched forward slowly enough, but obviously they're set to come in tandem. And this is a hard game. Keeping two of them on opposite sides inevitably leads to me getting knocked off my little dragon. Pick him up. Yep. 2 for 1. 2 red dogs in red pants. And so the lizard survived that. How did... Okay, they just survived it. There are 2 sprites together. There's one there. I do get confused whenever the dogs pick me up, because sometimes I think it's when I've picked them up, but in reality it's them picking me up. One more. Perfect. That was a good run. And didn't lose a life, so I can top up my health. No. 3 nuggets of food. Almost full. I should be able to hit them on their way out. And now my strength is 38. Good. I think somebody's going to come from behind me. Yeah, I thought so. There's a tail swipe again. No, perfectly executed little cartwheel. Throw one into the other one. Still alive. Scroats. My god. Alright. 1 hit. Lovely. Now we're silver. Some sort of 90s futuristic type of fur. I just want the dragon. See him with his ruler hand things. Right, let's see how long I can keep this. Alright. I don't like the little swishy tail Triceratops, it's rubbish. Oh, well, alright. Quite effective at that time. Can't walk off the edge, fool. No, because he wanted the thing. There we go, he's down now. And down you go, Silver Boy. And I shouldn't have done that because I wanted the magic. Hello. Plenty from these two, hopefully. Yep. Too far to the right. Called in his friend. Just leave that thing alone. Yep. Wasting my time on it. Again, need to dispatch that wee fella first. And they are absolutely destroying me. Pick him up. No, try and pick him up. There we go. Okay, he's out. Jesus. Trying to flank me if I can see. I thought I picked him up. I hadn't. Another smash. They're brutal, those. And I walked into that like a fool. Okay, keep him on his own. And smash, smash. No, I didn't. I should have walked away. I forgot to walk away. thought he was going to hit me. Bit shameful to lose a life to these two freaks. Right. Full magic. Ah, we're gonna take on the gold boys first, though. Well, it does make sense that gold would be higher up than silver, I suppose. Now, surely if I was mid-animation or in a cartwheel, he should have been hit. Here come the two big headless freaks. Max power magic once again. Now the hitbox in these are strange. Quite a few times where I think I should have connected, but like maybe not that one. That's spot on. Okay, I'm doing much better than I typically do. Like, sure, I was outside the range of that sword, but it hit me. To be fair, I was within the range of that one. That's one down. Flying boot. Nope, missed. Alright, and I didn't lose a life, most importantly. Now going our enemy Dark Gold. I assume that's supposed to be Guild. Not that that makes much more sense. I like the colours in this stage. Makes me think of it's got sort of Marble Hill Sonic vibe. Pick up all my magic. A slightly dull silver in these ones. Very close. Oh. Only got one little nugget of health left. A solitary lizard. Walk away, turn around, walk in. That's it. Purple, it's almost a cod piece, like a bit like cameo. Okay. Second, continue. Yeah. The dogs aren't too bad on their own. The dog man dogs. If you walk sort of diagonally down or up into them, I can usually get a swipe in on their knees to drop them. Another pit, lovely. Down you come. And then just put this fella into the pit too. Magic. One purple lizard for the pit. In you go. Second purple lizard for... Alright. Well, second time's a charm on that one. And now it should be the two dog boys. And again, I thought I'd picked him up. Knock him down. Throw him into the other one. Be invincible mid-throw. They got a surprising range with that mace. Okay, one down. No, I thought I had him there. Sweet. And onwards. Okay, I got a pit and some stinking skeletons. And I was very nearly in my own pit. One down. I don't know what cues them to wake up. Sometimes they don't seem to wake up till you're on top of them. Other times they seem to wake up a bit, you know, they give me a bit of time to keep the pet on the screen. But I don't think this fool's going to get up. I'm sure in previous runs he's stood up before, earlier. Anyway. You think something will come out of that metalwork at the back? Looks like it's broken open by something. They are fierce. Okay, time to top up on my magic books. Free. Oh, I shouldn't have collected those. Since I've got a free magic book away, I may as well use some magic, especially on the worst, the pink skeletons. So ideally I'd have them all below me or all above me. This is irritating. They get a surprising knockback when they're up a level, actually. I should have jumped. I don't know if those hits are registering. Well, they appear to sort of, when he's there, I can hear it, but I don't. I think he wouldn't get knocked back if they weren't. Yeah, they must have been. He died pretty quick. Slightly greeny gold. Whatever colour that is. Actually, maybe they're not. Maybe this would be like forks or something that's on his hand. No, you can't flank me when you're on your own. You can do that though. Radio, penultimate boss. Just watching his minions fight. Again, always him that gets me. Pick him up. Right. Try and use my magic if they leave me alone. Lovely. Of course, this means I won't have magic for Death Adder, if I make it that far. And, yeah, okay, 2 smashes. I don't know how I kicked him to the left there. Nice. Again, so getting that diagonal, but and avoid the sword, obviously. Nicely done. Okay, I did pretty well there. Frustratingly, there is no food or magic pickups before the Death Adder fight, which is irritating. So getting in close-ish kind of helps with him. And ideally I need to stop him. Oh. Okay, down to my last life. It's my 3rd final continue. Yeah, ideally I want to stop him summoning skeletons. Although I can throw them at him, which is handy, but they're just more irritating than they are useful. Also, how is he able to use my magic? That doesn't make any sense. Although I think it was technically hit then, so it didn't hurt me. I don't know where those couple of magic books came from, but I thought I'd use them all in the last one. Pick up a skeleton. It's easy to get distracted by the skeletons and forget I need to actually hit the main boss, so this thing goes on forever. They're so quick with that scythe. Now, again, I was knocked back when he used that magic. Am I protected? No, that killed me. Right. Pick up and throw, pick up and throw. Get smashed in the face. That's my strongest magic, which I'm only able to use once, and he's managed to call it in 3 times. Although it only took 1 bar of health off me. Yeah, couldn't even pick him up. Right, get his wee minion. I remember being very impressed with this reflective floor. Okay, just me and you, Death Adder. Come on. Alright, okay. I can take a few more hits, but... Hey! And there we go. I was not expecting to beat him. That was my first run on the 360 version. And as you saw earlier, I got the little achievement for using the full magic. And another one, something to do with, was it popped up riding a mount or something? And now that's magic, taking the trio back to the village. And look how happy everybody is, even though 3 of them are the same man. This is some almost Streets of Rage-esque music coming in here. Smooth early 90s vibes. Yeah, I did not expect to beat the game on my first run out on the 360, but it was a really good version. I will cut down these credits somewhat because there was tons of them, so we will see at the end, however, my grade, which will probably be whatever the top grade is. I imagine is probably what I'll get, due to being brilliant. And there we have it. C. That is the story of my life. But 64.2 in strength, which is good. That's it. Thank you for watching.